Hello everyone and welcome to the last 16 draw for the Champions League, or should I say redraw, after a weekend where we had shocking sporting decisions and the FIA obviously thought they'd top this with the race yesterday. The UEFA decided, take my beer and we're going to scope for Champions League draw. So that's what's happened this morning. Champions League draw happened this morning and they somehow managed to show their ineptitude and made a mistake there with the draws this morning. So yeah, we're live now to do the redraw for this UEFA Champions League last 16 tie. We're just waiting for them to go live too. Over to Neon for the draw, but let's have a look at the actual draw that they had this morning as well. Because this morning they did have a Champions League draw take place. Find the original draw for you guys. On this morning, unless UEFA scrubbed it from their social media. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below if you're watching this. Who you'd like to see draw? Liverpool FC KK are in the comments saying okay. Hello guys, welcome to Champions League draw here on Let's Talk Sport. We are waiting for them to cross live to Neon. At the moment they just got on my feed that I'm watching the draw on. They just got Joe Cole talking in the studio, so we'll be across in one moment. But let us know your thoughts on who you want to draw. And who you support, actually, and where you're watching from. So let us know that. But yeah, it's a bit of a farce, and let us know your thoughts on this redraw as well, because it shouldn't be happening, should it, really? They should be able to get this right first time. So the original draw, let's have a look. So Manchester United draw PSG. Real Madrid draw Bayern. Not Bayern, sorry. Benfica. You know what? Let me just actually find this properly for you guys. I'm as bad as UEFA for making errors. But they're going to cross over now to Neon for the redraw. As Giorgio Marchetti is talking. So they have crossed live to Neon right now for you. Anyway, let's have a look at the knockout playoff draw for the Conference League. So Leicester draw Randers. Celtic versus Bodo/Glimt. Rapid Vienna versus Spurs or Vitesse. In the Europa League, two notable ties. There's Barcelona versus Napoli and Borussia Dortmund versus Rangers. So yeah, they're doing a redraw. They claim it's due to a software error, UEFA, but really it's just because they made errors with the actual draw. The first team drawn this time round is FC Salzburg. So they've got FC Bayern Munich, so Salzburg versus Bayern Munich. And apologies for the grammatical error there. So they've got Sporting Lisbon. So Sporting Lisbon will draw at home to Manchester City. Benfica are the next team out. Won't be surprised to see them draw Liverpool, you know. They could draw Liverpool, Ajax, Real Madrid, United, Lille, or Juventus. That's Liverpool. I've got a feeling it's going to be Liverpool, you know. I wanted Inter Milan as a Liverpool fan, just for nostalgia, but I was happy with Salzburg originally. But obviously, they've been drawn against Bayern this time round, and they beat draw. It's Ajax. And it'll be Chelsea. Chelsea versus either Real Madrid or Lille. Oh. Here we are. Chelsea versus Lille. So there's no change in that one for Chelsea. Atletico Madrid are drawn out. Atletico Madrid versus either United or Juventus. Versus Manchester United. Oh, he just got his ball as the official. Villarreal versus. They can get Liverpool. They can only get Juventus. Villarreal, sorry. So that was an easy one for UEFA to deal with. Liverpool FC KK said he wanted Real Madrid, Benjamin Madrid. Chat says, how do you watch this? It's on the BT app. And Liverpool FC KK says revenge, but sadly, I don't think that's going to happen. Could do though. It's Inter Milan. Inter Milan is Liverpool. I got my wish. Inter Milan versus Liverpool for nostalgia's sake. Ooh, Inter Milan versus Liverpool. So there's only one pairing left. And that is PSG. And they will face Real Madrid. So those are your fixtures. So that's your draw for the last 16 of the Champions League. It is Salzburg versus Bayern Munich, Sporting Lisbon versus Manchester City, Benfica versus Ajax, Chelsea versus Lille, Atletico Madrid versus Manchester United, Villarreal versus Juventus, Inter Milan versus Liverpool, and PSG versus Real Madrid. I do apologise for my grammatical error on Salzburg spelling there. That's interesting. Liverpool FC KK says, but Ronaldo would again destroy Atletico Madrid. I think that's definitely plausible. So I'm going to try and see if I can find the original draw for you guys and compare it to the new one. So here's the first fixtures though, before I do that. On the 15th of February, it'll be Salzburg versus Madrid. 15th or 16th of February, then it'll be Sporting versus City, Benfica versus Ajax, Chelsea versus Lille, Atletico Man United, Villarreal Juventus, Inter versus Liverpool, and PSG versus Real Madrid. And then the reverse fixtures, obviously, will be the other way around on the 23rd, around the 23rd of February. Oh, they might have screwed up again here. They've said Villarreal couldn't draw Liverpool. They screwed up again here because the Villarreal could have drawn Liverpool. They said they couldn't draw Liverpool, they could only play Juventus. But Liverpool were one of the possible opponents for Villarreal. They couldn't play. They weren't in the same group. They're not from the same country.
Well, actually, Inter play Real Madrid because they were in the same group, and 2 Italian and 2 Spanish teams, which would explain it. So that would be why.
So that's what's happened. So Inter couldn't draw Real Madrid, and they couldn't have 2 Italian teams playing each other. They couldn't have 2 Spanish teams playing each other. So that's okay. Okay, that makes sense then. There wasn't a mess up then. VT had to be confused, and they said there was a mistake then in the draw, but it turns out there wasn't. Whew. That was confusing. Oh, isn't it all confused with them, BT Sport? Rebecca Porter says Vask Tech. I'm not sure what that means, but sound. What team do you support, Rebecca? Let us know in the comments below. And what you think of this Champions League draw. I don't think it's too bad of a draw, really, in the end. I got the tie I wanted in the end, because obviously I wanted, as a Liverpool fan, I wanted Inter Milan just for nostalgia's sake. We played them in '65, that's controversial, and we played them again in 2008 in a cracking tie there in the last 16, I believe, as well. Won 2-0 at Anfield, 2 goals from Gerrard and Kaut, and then in the San Siro, 1-0 there. I think these are going to be interesting ties. I think Bayern Munich will win that one against Salzburg with ease. I think City, Lisbon have been in good form recently, and I think City could come up with a tough game, but I think they'll narrowly sneak that. Benfica Ajax is going to guarantee goals and drama. It's hard to decide that one. Maybe Benfica might sneak it, but Ajax have been scoring goals for fun. Chelsea Lille, I can't look past Chelsea. Atletico Manchester United, that's going to be dramatic. There's Simeone's defensive style of play. Ralph Rangnick's trying to implement a more attacking style at Manchester United. So that's going to be a good one. Liverpool FC KK says the draw final. Yes, it turns out that Michael Owen in the BT studio saying that there was a mistake was actually wrong. It turns out that Villarreal couldn't draw Liverpool in the end. They only could draw Juventus because it would have left out the possible options. Juventus can't draw Inter because they're both from the same country. Real Madrid can't draw Villarreal because they're both from the same country. Out the options that were left, the only option left for Villarreal was Juventus, and then that meant Liverpool could have drawn either Inter, Real. They couldn't draw Real, sorry. So Inter could only draw Liverpool because PSG and Real Madrid couldn't draw one another. Sorry, got me. So because they're Inter Milan could draw Liverpool, Villarreal could only draw Juventus with the way it worked. So this draw is final. Villarreal versus Juventus, that's going to be a tough one for Villarreal. I think Juventus will go through on that one, but going to their place isn't easy either. Inter Milan versus Liverpool, that's going to be a humdinger of tie. It's going to be really dramatic. Like I said, Inter Milan 65, the N65 tie where Inter Milan went through after dramatic referee decisions, and then obviously they had this tie in 2008, and Liverpool ran out after Benitez's Liverpool ran out winners of the 2 legs with ease. Marco Materazzi gets sent off in the first leg. PSG versus Real Madrid, that's going to be an unbelievable start. It's going to be dramatic. You're going to have Messi returning to Spain with Neymar, and then Mbappe up against what will be his new club next season. It's near enough guaranteed. That's going to be a dramatic tie. And then Real Madrid, obviously 13-time winners of the European Cup. They've got Benzema, Asensio. Sergio Ramos returning to Real Madrid. That's the big one that I just didn't even think of then. Sergio Ramos going back to Madrid. Oof, that's going to be interesting. can imagine him crunching Benzema in a tackle or something early on and it all going off. I could imagine that. Begoin's in the comments, he says, Big Standards, how's the hoodie designing going? I'm not sure what you mean. I remember weeks ago I said, a couple of months back, I was thought about making some LTS gear. Well, not myself personally, designing some and getting us some Let's Talk Sport t-shirts and jackets. Liverpool FC KK says excited. Very exciting tie. Very exciting tie for us Liverpool fans. I think it's an exciting draw all around, to be honest. Salzburg versus Bayern, like I said, you can see Bayern walking that really. With all due respect to Salzburg, Sporting Lisbon versus City is not going to be as easy as City think. Sporting Lisbon did quite well in their group. I think Benfica versus Ajax, that's going to be another game that's guaranteed goals and drama. Chelsea versus Lille, sorry, why do I keep on saying Lyon? Lille, that's going to be another one, dramatic. Atletico versus Manchester United, again, that's going to be two teams trying to grind out a result. Simeone and normally, okay, Liverpool blitzed them in the group this year, but they're normally, their sides are historically normally hard to break down and difficult, and then they've got the attacking flair of Suarez and João Felix up top as well. So that's going to be hard for that one. Oh, and Correa as well, and then they've obviously got their midfields hard to break down normally. Villarreal, Juventus, I think Juventus will get through that one, but Villarreal did very well and they showed their credentials in the Europa League last season. Inter Milan versus Liverpool, obviously Inter, you didn't see the players in their ranks. Hakan Çalhanoğlu, you've got Lautaro Martinez there as well. I'm just trying to think. Xherdan Dzeko. He's historically been a player that's been tough for Liverpool in the past, scoring goals for fun against him for Manchester City. So yeah, they've got some quality players there. PSG Real Madrid, that's the standout fixture. I'm sorry, but that is the standout fixture. Messi going back to Spain, facing an old rival. Mbappe against his future employers. Then you've got Neymar, obviously, he's got history with Madrid as well. And then you've got the Ramos connection, Ramos returning, and Keylor Navas as well. They're going to want to put their former employers out. They're going to want to prove a point to them. And also, if you think about it that way as well, there was a big battle between the two of them over whether they were going to get Kylian Mbappe in the summer. PSG throwing their weight around, rejecting what would have been a £188 million bid, I think it was, €200 million bid for Mbappe from Real Madrid. And they said that they see themselves as a bigger club than Real Madrid, so there's going to be a real grudge match there. I'm going to compare it. I'm just going to do some searching again still and compare it to the draw from this morning for you. I did have it opened up a minute ago on a tab. Here we are. So I'll find this morning's original draw for you, and then we can compare that to the draw that we ended up with in the end. As I scroll through, I'll go through all the nonsense, and I'll actually rattle through the Europa League draw with you as well. That was actually successful, and no mistakes there. Seems that they've scrubbed the original draw off their timelines. That's crazy. That's crazy. So the original post, the original stuff to do with the draws, I'm struggling to find on here now. It seems to have disappeared off social media timeline like it never happened. But I will find it for you. If you're new to Let's Talk Sport, don't forget to comment and subscribe below as well. So the original draw this morning was Benfica versus Real Madrid, Villarreal versus Manchester City, Atletico versus Bayern, Salzburg versus Liverpool, Inter versus Ajax, Sporting versus Juventus, Chelsea versus Lille, and PSG versus United was the original draw this morning. So there's quite a few different changes. The only tie that stayed the same was Chelsea versus Lille. Let's just recap for you. It's Salzburg versus Bayern now, Sporting versus Man City, Benfica versus Ajax, Chelsea versus Lille, Atletico versus Manchester United, Villarreal versus Juventus, Inter Milan versus Liverpool, PSG versus Real Madrid. So people comment below, let us know your thoughts on this redraw, whether you're happy with it or not for your clubs. I'm very happy. Very, very happy. Myself. But yeah, we'll rattle through the Europa League draw for you as well. And the Conference League ones. Not that, with all due respect, many people care about the Conference League, but it's important to give that some publicity as well. So the Europa League draws today ended up with Sevilla playing Dynamo Zagreb, Atalanta versus Olympiacos, Leipzig versus Sociedad. A standout tie was Barcelona versus Napoli. Then you got Zenit versus Betis. Another standout tie is Dortmund versus Rangers. You got Sheriff versus Braga and Porto versus Lazio. So that's the Europa League. I will get to your question about Mbappe now. Liverpool FC KK. Are you sure about Mbappe transfer to Real Madrid? I'm 99% certain that's going to happen. I'm 99% certain that will happen. Kylian Mbappe to Real Madrid, because he was desperate for the move in the summer. He still hasn't signed a new contract at PSG. From January, he can sign a pre-contract agreement with another club. The news all coming out in the summer was that he'd agreed a pre-contract with Real Madrid in the summer to sign in January when the move fell through. So for me, if I was PSG, I would have just taken the €200 million, I think it was, that was offered, and gone out and bought a couple of players with that. They're not going to be the same quality of Kylian Mbappe, but you might as well get the cash than letting him go on a free in the summer. It makes no sense. You're letting a valuable asset go for nothing when you could have got money for him. You could have got €200 million. It just made no sense. And looking at the Europa Conference League draw, Marseille drew Karabag, PSV drew Maccabi Tel Aviv, Fenerbahce versus Slavia Prague, Midtjylland versus PAOK Salonika, Leicester City drew Randers, not to be confused with Rangers, Celtic drew Bodo/Glimt, Sparta Prague drew Partizan Belgrade, that's going to be a firecracker tie, and Rapid Vienna versus Spurs or Vitesse Arnhem, depending on what happens, given Spurs game with Rennes, because that's postponed the other day due to COVID-19. Yeah, let us know your thoughts on this draw as well. And the sporting events from the weekend. And let us know your thoughts on the Europa League and the Conference League draws as well. We have a comment from Big Stu Davis, which says Joe with the love heart eye emoji. Big respect to you, Stu. What do you think of this draw against Inter Milan? I said to you the other day when we met up at the LTS Christmas party that we had on Thursday, I said to you that I wanted Inter Milan. I said it'd be a difficult tie, but I thought that it'd be a nice nostalgic draw. And what did we get? Inter Milan. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one. So let us know your thoughts below on this Champions League draw. Don't forget, you can comment and subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and there's also the super chat option as well, so you can drop a super chat as well. I always feel cheeky asking, but if you don't ask, you don't get, do you? Let's be honest on that one. My predictions again for the last 16, I think Bayern will run out easy winners over the two legs. Sporting Lisbon versus City, I think City will nick that tie by maybe 1 or 2 goals over the two legs. Benfica versus Ajax, that's going to be decided by a single goal over the two legs. It's going to be dramatic, it's going to be tight. Maybe Ajax will nick it actually over Benfica. Look at the forms of the two clubs. Chelsea run out winners over Lille, probably something like 3-0 aggregate. Atletico Madrid versus Manchester United, that's going to be a tight draw. I still stand by what I said this morning. After this morning's draw, I said 3 out of the 4 English teams will go through. and I think Atletico will knock Manchester United out. I've said it. I've been dramatic here. I thought PSG would knock Manchester United out. I'm going to go with Atletico Madrid will knock Manchester United out. Simeone will make it difficult. He'll do to Manchester United what he did to Liverpool 2 seasons ago. Villarreal versus Juventus, that'll be Juventus win of the 2 legs. Inter Milan versus Liverpool, I think Inter will score. They will score against Liverpool, but I think Liverpool are out winning something like 3-1 on aggregate. PSG versus Real Madrid, that's going to be a tie. That could go all the way. That could go to extra time, could go to penalties. The away goal rule's been abolished, which I disagree with. So I think that could go all the way to penalties, something like 2 or draw, the 2 legs, 2-3 or draw, something like that. Stu Davis says should be comfortable versus Inter. Italian teams hate pressing football. Yeah, that's historically correct as well. I think you're right there. So yeah, is there any players that you fear, Stu? That's what I'm going to ask you. Any players that you fear from Inter Milan? Obviously, Lautaro Martinez is the obvious one. They've got Alexis Sanchez as well. How can I forget about Alexis Sanchez? Not that I fear him with all due respect anymore. I think he's lost his way, but there's a few players there. They've got Alexis Sanchez, Joaquin Correa, Lautaro Martinez, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, Edin Dzeko, Nicolo Barella. He's one that we're going to have to keep quiet. Got Christian Eriksen still an Inter Milan player. Obviously, he's sadly not playing at the moment due to his heart condition during the Euros. And I hear he's coming along well, so we've got good news for him. Arturo Vidal. Brozovic is another player. Perisic is another player that's big named. Handanovic, De Vrij as well. Milan Skriniar. All important. Alexander Kolarov, another former City player as well. All big names there to look out for from a Liverpool perspective. From Manchester United perspective, Stu says he doesn't fear any Inter Milan players. Fair play, Stu. Fair play. For Manchester United, they've got to look out for key players as well from Atletico Madrid. Antoine Griezmann, Luis Suarez, João Felix, Yannick Carrasco, all big name players we know about. Matheus Cunha as well, young Brazilian player, as well as Angel Correa. They're the attacking options they've got to look out for. Rodrigo De Paul and Koke in the midfield, as well as Charles Lamar. They're big players. Kieran Trippier, who is linked to a move to Old Trafford in the summer. He will be going to Old Trafford, but he'll be playing for Atletico Madrid at right back. Stefan Savic, former City player as well. Jan Oblak, everyone knows about him. One of the best goalkeepers in the world. It's interesting though that Manchester United draw another team from Liverpool's group in a knockout stage game as well. That's happened quite often down the years. I'd like to see how often that happens. Chelsea against Lille. I'm going for the English club teams first, and then I'll have a look at the players that they've got to look out for. Players that they've got to look out for. Chelsea against Lille. Let's have a look. Burak Yilmaz, Renato Sanchez, Angel Gomez, former Manchester United, Jose Font, a former Southampton player, Sven Botman, who was linked to move to the Premier League last January and during the summer, with Liverpool and Spurs reportedly interested. They're players that are all players to look out for Manchester United fans. Not Manchester United fans, sorry, Chelsea fans. I've still got Manchester United on the brain. Oh, Jonathan David as well is another forward for Lille. And Manchester City, Sporting Lisbon players to look out for there. Pablo Sarabia, who was at PSG last season, if I remember it correctly. Paulinho, he's another one. Pedro Goncalves. Sebastian Coates, who was formerly at Liverpool, he's at the back. I'm sure he scored a couple of times this season in the Champions League. Manuel Ugarte, Uruguayan midfielder. Nuno Santos as well. There are other players that are key. Ruben Vinagre, who was at Wolves not too long ago, he's another player to keep an eye on. João Paulinho and Mateus Nunes are other players at City will note, and Andre Paulo, the goalkeeper. So they're over. Oh, Antonio Adan as well. They're all players whose names will ring a bell for Manchester City fans. Anyway, that's our coverage of the UEFA Champions League draw, which had to be redone after this morning's almighty balls up by UEFA. Yeah, it just goes to sum up the weekend of sport really for everyone, how everyone manages to make mistakes, and UEFA like doing that massively. So that's the Champions League draw here on Let's Talk Sport. Don't forget to like and comment, like the video, comment on the video below, subscribe to Let's Talk Sport, and we'll see you for more content very soon.